So now that you know your calories to lose body fat, we're going to start looking at your macros and essentially what these macros are going to be used for. So now macros is basically macronutrients. So your calories are broken down into 4 macros: your protein, carbs, as well as fats. And then one that people miss is alcohol. Alcohol is an interesting one. It's not actually a nutrient, but we want to track the calories within it because your body can't necessarily store that nutrient, but it will have some calorie properties. Typically, we want to convert that to fats anyways. But diving into it, the main ones: protein, carbs, and fats. So from the get-go, let's say you have figured out you need 2,000 calories, then you want to figure out your macros. What I like to focus on is the pyramid is calories first, protein second, fats third, carbs later, the rest of them. So now your calories, you've got as a king. Protein, you want to eat between 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of your body weight. That's going to be enough to get the ball rolling, and that's going to be your protein. So try to distribute that over the number of meals you have per day. If you have 4 meals, divide by 4 for your total target. You can have high meals, low meals, but that's going to be macronutrient target for protein. Fats, minimum target, and the reason I really emphasize this is because so many people tend to remove fats because it's higher calories. Fats need to be half your body weight at the lowest. Ideally, if you can, try go for like 0.7, 0.8 grams per kilo, ideally. So a 70 kilogram individual will generally be around 49 to 56 grams of fats at the minimal baseline to make sure they're thriving in life. Then carbs, finally, what I would do is just get the rest of the calories put towards carbs. So you've got a protein target, you've got a minimum fat goal, the rest carbohydrates. Your carbs and fats will generally lie between preferences, but I would just make sure, highly recommend having a minimum fat goals to make sure they don't go too low, because it's going to influence your training performance, your body, overall mood, stability of energy, and pretty much everything in terms of how you feel. Now, diving into the reason we have these nutrients is because you can lose weight just by being in a calorie deficit, but your training as well as your macros will influence your body's shape. So your training will influence the muscle mass, the shape, the size, and then your nutrition through macros is going to influence how you're responding to that. So let's say if you're training all the time but your protein is very little, you're not giving yourself enough of a reason to adapt positively because all you're doing is training but you've not got enough nutrients to recover and grow muscle and shape. So you always want to make sure protein is king, because if you don't have enough protein, you're going to find you're going to be more skinny fat, you're going to feel a little bit more stringy, and essentially it's not going to have that lean, complete look. So protein is going to help with recovery, optimizing muscle mass, and overall helps with balancing your blood sugars and to make sure you look and feel good all year round. Fats, they're going to help for hormonal health. It's also going to help from a blood flow perspective, help with overall hormonal status, help with things like your nails, your hair, your skin, and the glow you have. And these can be very pivotal, influencing everything. So these are very crucial. Carbs, generally for energy, short term, medium term, long term. You want to make sure you have that, and to be honest, I don't see myself cutting out carbs anytime soon. If you tried it, you can do it. I personally would recommend it. The way I like to see it is you can walk to Scotland in flip-flops. Would I recommend it? No, you'll get there, but it's going to be much harder. You might as well take the car and drive or take the train. Terrible analogy, but you get what I'm saying. There's loads of different ways to get the same result. There's a hard way, there's an easy way. You keep carbs in your diet, there's an easy way. Take it out, you find a hard way. The result is typically the same. If anything, if you're going to flip-flops, you're probably going to throw in the towel quite soon. So keeping that in there. But now you've got your macronutrients. You've got a protein goal. You've got a minimum fat goal, carbs the rest. What I specifically recommend is track your calories, track your protein. Later on, track fats. Then carbs, just gonna let them go wherever they want to be. Hope this has been useful. See you in the next training, because we're going to be sharing some huge gems that you've probably overlooked your entire life when it comes to training laws.